Hello. Viewer beware, you're in for a scare. It's time for another Let's Read Goosebumps. This time with my special guest, Sir Iccan.
Not me.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, nice to be here, but also, oh no, we're really live. Help.
Oh no. Imagine being live on the internet. I can't.
That couldn't be me.
I can't imagine. Let me get some fitting music. Get some Luigi's Mansion. Which is perfect
Mm.
because, from what I can tell, but okay, hold on, this is a little too intense. Hold on, hold on, calm down, Luigi. Calm down, Luigi. I'm talking. Okay. From what I can tell, I feel like R.L. Stine might have written this one on a day when he was kind of running low on ideas. Because based on the description, it kind of sounds like just a general haunted house adventure, which I mean is cool, but you know, it's not like a Secret Agent Grandma or anything. But we'll we'll see. I don't want to judge it too much before we get started. But I can read this introduction here. Let's see.
Uh, yeah, just before you start with that, the longer I look
Yeah.
at this cover on
Oh yeah.
stream, the more I
Yep.
think, did the concept artist for this, just, do they know how a bat works?
I I don't know. Yeah, actually, yeah. Let's look at the cover, cause the body, yeah, just kind of like tapers off. The feet are not connected to the body.
Yeah,
If this
which,
wasn't if this wasn't drawn in the 90s, I would be like, is this AI art?
yeah.
But I know it's not.
Maybe this is a kind of Rayman situation. No creatures in this
Yeah.
universe have connecting limbs.
Yeah, yeah, you know, it's a supernatural creature. Yeah. It just controls its feet with telekinesis. It's very
Yeah.
very scary. It can grab
So
you
I just couldn't not
from
say
anywhere.
anything.
Yeah. Yeah, it is something. It's again, it's like it feels like a kind of low effort cover out of the Goosebumps covers. It's like it's just a bat. It's just a
It has red
scary,
eyes.
yeah, big teeth, big claws. Bats don't really have feet like that, right? Like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
like that one looks way too symmetrical, the one on the right.
Yeah, like it has like five toes. I don't know, fingers, whatever. Are
Why?
they? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Let me see. Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot. I did also want to ask before we get started. Like, what is your experience with Goosebumps? Like, have you read them before, or is it totally new to you?
I haven't read them myself, my only exposure was your other streams, really.
Okay. And you didn't see like the TV show or anything, like.
Or maybe like 2, 3
Hmm.
episodes, but nothing much, sadly.
Okay. So this will be quite an adventure for you.
I sure hope it will.
It's a R.L. Stein's Twisted Mind. Let's see. Okay. So, yeah, beware. Do not read this book from beginning to end. Making friends in your new town is harder than you thought. The kids in your school are members of the Horror Club. They have their meetings after dark in Batwing Hall, a rundown house that's haunted by the ghost of Professor Krupnik. Professor, it's always like a mad scientist or something with R.L. Stein. I think that's like his just go-to thing is like, yeah, there's a mad scientist. He did some stuff.
He's been really traumatized by his science lessons back in
That must be
school.
it. I'm also wondering, why does, like, this school club meet in an abandoned building? That doesn't seem... This can't be official, right? It also just says, the kids in your school are members of the horror club. Like, all of them?
All of them. It's mandatory.
Is this like in an anime when they move out into the country and the school has like 5 kids in it? Like, that's literally the entire school. It's very small.
Yeah.
When the horror club decides to play a spooky game, you really want to join in, but then you find out you'll have to search the professor's cursed crypt in the cemetery, or face an ancient mummy, a witch, and a hungry werewolf, or the terrifying ghost of Professor Krupnik himself, before the night is through. So yeah, we got mummies, witches, werewolves, and a ghost who is also a mad scientist. So like, again, this just seems like just a big mashup of like haunted house ideas.
Yeah. So I love how from that sentence, it's the options are either facing an ancient mummy, a witch, and a hungry werewolf, or the ghost. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
The 2 doors at the beginning.
The mummy, the witch, and the werewolf are like a team.
They're the rival school. Mm-hmm.
You're in control of this scary adventure. You decide what will happen, and you decide how terrifying the scares will be. I mean, not really. You wrote them, R.L. Stein. I think you decided that. We're just deciding, like, which ones we go to. Start on page 1, follow the instructions at the bottom of each page, you make the choices. If you make the right ones, you'll have a really cool adventure. If you make the wrong choices, beware. So take a deep breath, cross your fingers, and turn to page 1 now to give yourself goosebumps. Are you ready?
I'm ready. As ready as I'm ever gonna be.
Gonna have so many bumps. Alright. This town stinks. That's a great starting line. It's Friday afternoon. The end of your...
Friday afternoon.
Oh, it is! Yay! It's Friday. Play Friday by Rebecca Black. The end of your first week at your new school. Your family just moved to this town last month, and so far no one at school has even tried to be your friend. Wow. Oh no. This is gonna be too relatable. Day after day, you sit in class waiting for someone to talk to you, waiting and staring at all the strange faces around you. How can you possibly go through the year without any friends, you wonder? You're cool. You know you are. You had tons of friends at your old school. Okay, I guess that's a little less depressing.
Yeah.
Either that or we're just like some kind of like egomaniac, like... We're just super narcissistic.
That's what I was thinking. Like, okay, you had tons of friends at your old school, but you haven't tried to talk to anyone else?
Yeah.
You're just sitting there, like, come to me.
Exactly, yeah. Just like, I'm obviously better than these peasants in this town. I'm just assuming that we're from the big city, because, you know, that's how it goes in stories, right? Nobody ever moves, like, from a small town to just another small town. Like, you always move from the big city, right?
Yeah.
You trudge home slowly. All you have to look forward to is a boring weekend of watching TV with your parents and your bratty little brother. Amazing plans. Then something hits the back of your jacket. You whirl around, a pebble drops onto the ground. You glance up and notice a brown-haired boy about your own age. Hi, he calls out, I'm Nick. Hi, you reply, and introduce yourself. We're in the same class at school, Nick says. That's funny, you think. You don't remember seeing him there, but you smile anyway. You're so happy someone is finally talking to you. I live there, Nick tells you. What? Oh, I thought he was
Oh,
saying
yeah.
the school. Okay. For context, he points to a 2-story green house on the next block. You gaze back at him, shocked. But you can't live there, you exclaim. There's no way. Why can't he live there?
With the property prices nowadays, like,
Yeah.
much more believable that he lives in the classroom.
Yeah. I really thought he was saying I live at the class, at the school. What do you mean I can't live there? Nick asks, laughing. I know my own house. I live next door, you tell him. Oh, see, I thought it was going to be like the main character's house. Like, that he was just saying he lives at your house or something. But it's just next door. You point to the red brick house next to the green one. The greenhouse has been empty all month. There haven't been any lights on. No cars in the driveway. Oh, okay, that's spooky. Wait, I was on vacation with my family. We got back last night, Nick says. What do you think of school? I feel like he's changing the subject. Kinda sus. I'm gonna call an emergency meeting. Okay, I guess, you reply. You're afraid to say anything more. You never know. Maybe this kid Nick actually likes school.
Oh my god, the horror.
Right? What a nerd. Can you believe how much homework our teacher gave us this weekend? Nick complains. He kicks a stone down the street as you walk. All the kids who had Mr. McCormick last year say he's really tough. And mean. A total monster. You agree. The next thing you know, you and Nick are comparing favorite rock groups and comic books. Both of you collect Spider-Man comics. This book brought to you by Spider-Man. Nick has all the first issues from the last 5 years, too. Comics are cool, Nick says, but do you know what's even cooler? What, you ask? Horror stories, Nick exclaims. In fact, He stops talking and stares at you. Whoa.
I love the, like, horror stories are much cooler. R.L. Stein just
Yeah.
self-inserting.
God, is he just gonna pull out a Goosebumps book and, like, just... just get really meta? Like the Goosebumps movie. Did you ever see that? The one with, like, Jack Black?
No, but it's funny you say that. Earlier, I was just browsing through, like, I don't... Which of the video services was it again? I think Now TV, and I think they have the Goosebumps movie. I just kind of skipped past it. But, yeah. Oh my god, so many coincidences. It's Friday. I saw the movie on a...
This does actually keep happening with, like, different things that, like, I think I've been reading where it's been, like, surprisingly relevant. It's a Goosebumps miracle. What was I gonna say? Oh, I was just gonna say, in the Goosebumps movie, Jack Black plays R.L. Stein, and it's, like, in the movie, and because then it's, like, that all the Goosebumps books are actually real, and then he has to, like, contain all of the monsters from them or whatever. It's pretty great. Let's see. Okay, where were we continuing? Nick was saying he loves horror stories. So, what, you ask? What about horror stories? It's probably way too scary for you, Nick replies. Nothing's too scary for me, you boast. That's because you've never been to the horror club, Nick says. What's that? Nick grins. It's a club I belong to. You've got to be really brave to be a member. When we meet, we tell spooky stories. Really scary. Cool, you reply. I love scary stories. Can I join? Also, hello, Noni Reno. Welcome. Suricube.
Hello.
I do enjoy your cube emote.
I was thinking of maybe speeding it up a little bit, though.
Just make it super fast.
Yeah.
Super fast Iccan.
I also got a couple more animated slots. Maybe I'll just make progressively faster cubes.
Different types of cubes, rotating different directions, maybe.
Yeah. At tier 3, you get a Taurus.
Whoa. Let's see. Oh, I recognize this music. This is from Bully. Anyway. Okay, so we're asking about the horror club. If you think you can handle it, Nick says. We meet every Friday night at Batwing Hall. That's the deserted house at the dead end of our street. It was old Professor Krupnick's house. I've seen the house. It looks haunted, you tell Nick with a laugh. Don't laugh, he warns you. It is haunted. Alright, now we're just going all the way to page 100. Let's go.
But why?
Yeah, why not just be in order? Like, we haven't... Okay, we're finally getting our first choice on this page. Hello, gamers. Legendary cube time. Well, thank you for joining. Haunted, for real, you ask? For real, Nick replies seriously. That's why we picked it. Some of the scariest stories I've ever heard happened in Batwing Hall. Like what? Like the story of the kids on Halloween night, Nick says. They were all dressed up, trick-or-treating. They rang Krupnick's bell. A figure dressed all in black answered, and the kids were invited inside. Only they never came out. What happened, you ask breathlessly. Nobody knows, Nick replies. But late at night you can still hear the kids' screams. Horrible screams. And when the moon is full, some people say they've seen little creatures in monster costumes roaming about inside the house, trapped forever. Did their parents file, like, missing persons reports or anything? No?
Apparently not.
No, nobody, the police didn't search the house? I don't know, I'm just saying I'm doubting the truth of this story.
I also imagine like little creatures in monster costumes. No, maybe just a family moved in there and they're wearing like Pikachu onesies. Everyone is scared.
Yeah, just wearing Pokemon outfits. Little creatures. Or maybe it's just actually Pokemon in there. I don't know. That would be great. Also, wow, great story, you say. I mean, it's okay, I guess. I don't know if I'd call it great. It's not a story, Nick tells you. Being a member of the horror club can be dangerous. Very dangerous. I mean, yeah, you're hanging out in an abandoned building. There's probably, like, exposed wiring and, like, nails everywhere. And, like, bugs.
Yeah. The real horror is the mold.
Oh yeah, the black mold. Like you're all gonna get like lung conditions. Like he pauses, then adds, "Today is Friday. We meet tonight. Do you want to come? What do you think? Do you risk it and go to the horror club tonight, or do you say thanks anyway?"
I mean, we could read R.L. Stine being very disappointed in us.
I have a feeling, yeah, that is probably going to go to a dead end. If you want to try that.
I think that would be funny for the start.
Like, yeah, just to be like, nah. Oh no, okay, well it's not ending. So let's see. Excuse me, I can feel a sneeze coming on. But it... Okay.
Yeah, let it out. Release.
There we go. Yes. Great choice. Now you're stuck at home with nothing to do. Like, oh, we were just like, it was like, hey, do you want to do the story of this book? And we were like, nah. Sure, you can clean out your closet. Or play stupid board games with your little brother. Hey, what's wrong with board games? But that doesn't change things. You still have no friends. You're still bored. But wait, you have one last chance. You hurry to the big yellow phone book. Wow, I had no idea this took place in... You can barely tell this was written in the 90s. You look up Nick's phone number. You grab the phone and dial. It rings and rings. And then you hear Nick's voice. Hello? So I guess it's just...
Did Nick say that his last name? Because otherwise we're just looking like, yes, Nick.
He's the only Nick in town. Yeah. Also, I like how it's just being like, nah, you're gonna do it anyway. Like, but thou must. Alright.
Yeah. Maybe Arrowstein really phoned this one and couldn't even give us a pity ending.
Right? Yeah, I was expecting it to be like, yeah, you play board games with your little brother. The end. That's it. The horror club sounds great, you tell Nick. Count me in. I'll meet you in front of your house at 9 o'clock tonight, Nick says. You agree and say goodbye. Then you rush into your kitchen to find your parents. You tell them you've made a friend and you've been invited to a club meeting. They're so happy for you. Of course, you don't tell them that the meeting is in a deserted, boarded-up old house. At 9 o'clock, you join Nick under the elm tree in your front yard. A skinny, fidgety girl with messy, long, dark hair waits with Nick. This is Debbie, he tells you. She's a member of the club, too. Hi, Debbie says. You can barely see her face under all her thick hair, and she always seems to be squirming about. You wonder what's with this strange girl. Wait, is she the girl from The Ring? Like...
Yeah.
Then now that's how I'm picturing her. You follow your new friends up the hill to the end of the long, dark street. The farther you go, the fewer houses there are. At the end of the road, all the streetlights are out. The sky is pitch black. If it weren't for Nick's flashlight, you'd probably trip over your own feet. There it says, Nick says, pointing. Batwing Hall.
Oh, spooky.
Right? Also, like, if it was owned by, like, Professor Krupnik, shouldn't it just be, like, Krupnik Hall or something? Like, I don't know, but did the professor name it that? Just a big fan of bats?
Maybe. Or maybe it was a heritage thing. He bought the house, but he couldn't get it renamed. It's like a historic building.
Historic landmark. A huge dark shadow looms at the end of the street. It's the mansion. You stop walking and gaze up at it. Nick shines his flashlight at the old house on the hill. Batwing Hall is a 2-story, old-fashioned house. All the windows that aren't boarded up are broken. Loose shingles flap from the roof. Paint peels from the weathered sides of the house. It looks as if no one has lived here for hundreds of years. Hundreds? Not just like a few decades, hundreds? This hasn't been occupied since the Revolutionary War. You climb up to the sagging porch with Nick and Debbie. Tall, overgrown trees and bushes cast eerie shadows across the deserted lawn. Isn't this place awesome? Debbie whispers to you. Really cool, you agree. This house has been empty for 2 years. Wait, but it said hundreds. Oh. He was just really bad at maintenance, I guess.
Actively broke stuff. Poured out a whole jar of termites.
God. Ever since crazy old Professor Krupnik died. No one will buy it because it's haunted, Debbie explains. You notice she's chewing nervously at the ends of her long hair. Yuck. I mean, I don't know if I would say yuck. I would just be like... That's a bad habit. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
The front door was boarded up until we figured out how to pry it open, Debbie says. She points to the large wooden door. Let's go. You take a step forward. Stop, Nick shouts. Get down, now! Oh my gosh, already. If you do as Nick says, or do you ignore him and head for the door?
I probably do as Nick says.
Okay.
Like,
that makes
you
sense.
don't know what parts of the house are so broken that you'll die if you get too close.
Yeah. What is it you cry as your body hits the ground? We've got to be careful, Nick whispers. If anyone catches us going in the front door, we could be in big trouble. Oh, so it's a good thing you just yelled at me. Nobody... Yeah, we're not really allowed in here. You nod and watch Debbie as she squirms and glances around nervously. You wonder why your new friends are so jumpy. You can't imagine how anyone could possibly see you in the darkness, but you figure Nick and Debbie know what they're doing. You stand and follow Nick and Debbie across the porch. Keeping as quiet as possible, you pull off the broken boards on the front door. You enter the dark house. The air in the entryway is stale and dusty. You hold back a sneeze, like I'm doing in real life. Nick motions for you to follow him. You creep after Nick and Debbie down a dark hallway. The floorboards creak loudly with each step. Then you enter a big, dimly lit living room. A broken chandelier sways from the ceiling. The faded wallpaper hangs in pieces from the walls. Dirty sheets cover what appear to be old sofas and chairs. And then you see them. See who?
God.
Or what? Four kids, the dubbing company, sit in a circle on the living room floor. A big yellow candle flickers in the center. They all turn and stare at you. That is scary.
I also love how it was like a big cliffhanger for the next picture.
Yeah.
You see them? Oh, it's just the other kids.
Yeah. Arlstein knows how to keep you wanting more.
Yeah.
He gives you a cliffhanger every page to make sure you turn it. No one seems happy to see you. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh.
The real horror in this book is just social interactions, I feel like.
Yeah.
You
I
stand
feel like
awkwardly. Oh, what was that?
Oh, I just feel like did R.L. Stein not have the happiest of like school times? Is this
I
just
wonder.
venting?
I mean, he's spent like most of his life writing, books about kids in terrifying situations, so I wonder. You stand awkwardly as Nick introduces you and says, "This is our newest member." "What are you talking about?" cries a girl with short curly red hair. She glares at you. "I've brought a new member to the horror club," Nick repeats. "Not today," exclaims a large boy with bulging arm muscles.
Oh.
Just the super buff, like, 12-year-old.
Was born with dumbbells in his hands.
Yeah. He's like an anime protagonist.
Yeah.
Why not? Debbie asks, squirming next to you. "Didn't anyone tell you?" asks another girl, who doesn't get a description, I guess. "Tonight's the special night. You've got to get that kid out of here. We're not telling stories tonight. The plan has changed." Discover what's happening. What is the plan? Nick and Debbie quickly leave your side and huddle together with the other kids. You can hear them arguing about you. Then one voice rises above the others. "But today's game day. You know what that means." "I don't," you suddenly call out. You're sick of standing there. You want to know what's going on. It works. All 6 kids stop arguing. This is like the largest cast of kids we've had in any of these books so far. We have like a whole adventuring party, it sounds like. The girl with the red hair steps towards you. "I'm Marcy," she tells you. "There are no stories tonight. We're playing games instead. But new members can't play. It's the rule." "Can't you break the rules just this one time?" you ask. "These aren't ordinary games," warns the boy with the large muscles. Just funny to me for some reason. These games are scary. Really scary.
The scariest games of all. It's Mario Kart with only blue shells.
Oh
Ooh.
no. I was gonna say they're just playing like Among Us or something. They're playing Lethal Company. "The scarier the better," you announce bravely. This starts another argument. Some kids want you to stay and play. Others want you to leave. Debbie hurries over to your side. Through her mane of dark hair, she whispers, go home now." But at that moment, Marcy announces, "It's decided. You can stay and play games with us." "Great," you say, ignoring Debbie. "What are we playing?"
Poor
Damn.
Debbie.
See, I bet she's trying to protect us probably, because it's going to be like, the game is, we're going to murder you. Or the game is called The Hunt. Oh no, I was right. Marcy tells you, I am captain of the blue team. Nick is captain of the red team. You watch as Nick picks Debbie and a skinny boy named Connor to be on his team. Connor has short, bristly hair and a very strange smell.
Oh.
Poor Connor. As Connor walks by, you decide he smells as if he's been lying in a dumpster. What? Connor.
Our protagonist is just kind of awful. Oh
Connor,
no.
are you okay? Like... Oh no. For the blue team, Marcy chooses a beautiful girl with long blonde hair and green eyes. Her name is Lara. She smiles shyly at you. Marcy also picks the guy in the muscle shirt. Hi, I'm Martin, the kid says, pounding you on the back. Welcome to the horror club. He laughs, then flexes his muscles. You step back. Martin's arm is bigger than your whole body. What?
Oh.
What the...
What?
Is Martin just like 17 and like the rest of us are like 12? Like
But like even then if we trust like this is no exaggeration. How
yeah.
tall is Martin as well? Or is
yeah. Wait, yeah, in your whole body? Like I'm assuming it means like the torso, right? Like right, it would have to.
Boy.
That's crazy. Martin. He's actually just like a gorilla, like who learned how to speak, and he's like disguised himself as a child.
Just wears like a Spider-Man t-shirt. Everyone is fooled.
No one questions it. That's 3 on each team, Marcy announces. Our new member can join either one. She turns to you. It's up to you. Which team will you join? Would you rather hang out with Nick, Debbie, and Connor on the red team, or get to know Laura, Marcy, and Martin on the blue team? Alright.
Ooh. That's a difficult one. Like,
yeah, this seems like
Nick
it's gonna...
is the reason why we're here, but
yeah.
Martin could probably just crush us without even thinking about it.
Right?
I'm thinking red team though.
Red team gonna hang out with the original people and also Connor.
Plus Connor. Yeah.
Okay.
I think if something was about to happen, Debbie might try to help us.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe Debbie will tell us more about what's going on. Let's see. I choose the red team, you announce. Fine, Marcy says. The red team will stay in the house for the games. The blue team will go outside. See you later. They just leave. I guess. Marcy, Laura, and Martin leave the house. You turn to your new teammates with a smile. You're looking forward to the games. I'm glad you're on our team, Nick says. We're having a scavenger hunt. Oh, okay. It's not like a hunt. Everything has to be found inside the house. Cool, you reply. I love scavenger hunts. Where's the list? Here it is, Debbie says, handing you a piece of white paper. You read the list of items out loud. Horror Club Scavenger Hunt. 1 human bone. Oh, great start. 3 hairs from a werewolf. A straw from a witch's broom. A piece from a mummy's bandage. Well, I think we know which path we've gone on from the introduction.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like a human bone, that's easy. I got a bunch of them right here.
Yeah.
Yoink.
Just pull one out. You read the list again. Then you start to laugh. These guys really take this horror club stuff seriously, you think. Still laughing, you point to the list and say, great joke. Very funny. Why are you laughing? Connor demands. This list, it's a riot, you reply. You wonder why no one else has even cracked a smile. It's not a joke, Nick insists. That's the list for our scavenger hunt. Give me a break, you say. You expect me to believe that? Where would I find those things? In this house, Debbie replies matter-of-factly. Yeah, right, you scoff. I'm supposed to believe that there really are werewolves and witches and mummies? It's true, Connor says. Do you want me to prove it? Nick asks with an evil grin. A very evil grin. Oh no, Nick. I thought we were friends.
Also, you really believe there are werewolves, witches, and mummies? I mean, mummies, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're real.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see them in a museum. Alright, what is Nick up to? Okay, you say. Go ahead. You asked for it, Nick says. He glances at Debbie and Connor. They nod with excitement. What's going on, you wonder? Slowly, Nick brings his hands up to his cheeks. He hooks his thumbs under his chin and rips his face right off. What?
Oh.
This is a twist.
Quickly.
Yeah, what? Okay, hold on. You gasp. The head of a green-skinned reptilian monster stares out at you from the top of Nick's body. Slimy scales cover his face and begin to spread down his arms and hands. Nick, you choke out? The monster grins at you with 6-inch long fangs. Its beady yellow eyes gaze at you hungrily. You turn to Debbie and Connor and scream. They are peeling off their kid faces too. My God. You gape in horror at Debbie. Her skin is now purple and covered with hideous oozing warts. Her eyes have turned completely white and seem to bulge out of her head, and her hair, it's wriggling with enormous black tarantulas. What? Wait, so what type of monster is she? She's purple and has warts, has bulging eyes, and there's just tarantulas in her hair.
Like, I'm thinking some kind of witch, maybe? But that's more going on the horse things.
Yeah.
And also, what's up with Connor?
I get
Because, like, you get a description of Debbie.
He gets his own page, I guess. But now you know the truth. These kids are monsters. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's see. Oh yeah, here he is. You turn and sprint for the front door, but the entrance is blocked by Connor. He grabs your shoulder, and you nervously stare up at him, way up. Connor has turned into a 7-foot-tall giant with one red eye in the middle of his forehead, and the stench coming off his body is unbearable. Okay, so he's a smelly cyclops.
Oh. Poor Connor.
Yeah. Where are you going? He growls. I need to go home, you mumble. You duck under Connor's massive arm and lunge for the doorknob, and miss. The monster that used to be Nick beats you to it. Nick locks the door and says, "Not so fast. It's time for the scavenger hunt." Scavenger hunt? There's no way you're sticking around to play a game with monsters. Unless this is all a joke. Hey, that's it, you think. It's all a joke. They must be wearing monster costumes. Yeah, here's the denial phase.
Yeah. Also, I'm wondering, like, I understand Debbie and Nick changing shape after ripping off the human form, but how did a 7-foot giant just hide in a kid's body?
He was just like, he was doing that thing where it's like you just walk on like your knees or whatever, and like you just didn't notice. I don't know.
Or it's like in Team Fortress 2 with the spy just wearing a mask.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, yep, that's the guy.
He was wearing the mask like on his stomach, and so you just thought that was where his face was. You like just didn't look up. Where was I? No, you think again. They can't be wearing costumes. They're way too real. So if you're sure it's all a joke, turn to page 13. If you believe the monsters are real, go to page 71.
I mean, they ripped their faces off. Unless they wore 2 layers of costumes.
Yeah.
No. They're real. They're spooky.
Real. Let's turn to page 71. You stare at Nick, Debbie, and Connor's gruesome faces. There's no question they're monsters. Real monsters. Ah, real monsters. Let me out of here, you cry. Nick still blocks the door. You spot a window in the living room. You take a deep breath and race for it. You're fast. You always win the 50-yard dash at school, but against these monsters, you're not fast enough. Debbie easily beats you to the window. The tarantulas scurry through her spiderweb hair as she cackles. There's no way out. Please let me go home, you plead. I won't tell anyone your secret. Just let me go. No way, Nick cries as he enters the living room with Connor. There's no escape from the horror club. Well, Debbie says, that's not exactly true. There is one way out. You gaze around the room, searching frantically for an exit. The three monsters circle you. You don't see any way past them. Where is it, you ask? How do I get out? Nick glares at Debbie. Your only hope, Debbie says, ignoring Nick, is to play the game.
Oh. Just wondering, what's up with Debbie? Like, she seems to try to help us, but is also blocking our escape.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess she wants us to play the game?
She would love to help us, but also, she's just very bored.
Yeah, gotta follow the rules. What game, you ask Debbie, your voice trembling. The scavenger hunt, she declares. If you can find all 4 items on the list before midnight, Nick adds, then we'll let you go. If you fail, you will be trapped here with us forever and turned into a monster. Not much of a choice, huh? Your knees shake as you review the scavenger hunt list in your mind. Where will you ever find werewolf hair and mummy bandages? Probably from a werewolf and a mummy? Then again, you don't have many options.
You don't just keep that next to your herbs in the kitchen?
Yeah, right? I keep the mummy bandages right next to the regular bandages. Be careful not to mix them up.
Yeah. One of them is good at stopping bleeding. The other one, ancient curses, you know?
Yeah. Like, also, okay, so like, oh yeah, because Nick told us that story before about like the kids who went trick-or-treating and then they like never came out or whatever, so I guess they are the kids from the story. They all just got turned into monsters. And like, he's saying like you can't, like you'll be trapped here, but they were outside. Maybe you can just go like maybe you can go like around the neighborhood. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you always have to return to the house.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, bandages. Okay. But maybe you think you can use the time to search for an open window and escape. You've only got 2 hours, Connor growls, looking at the tiny watch on his huge wrist. You'd better get started. You can begin here on the main floor, or go upstairs, Nick tells you, his reptile tongue darting in and out of his mouth. It's your choice. So do we stay on the main floor or try our luck upstairs?
I don't want to distract too much from us advancing the story, but the watch is still fitting Connor.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. It's like an elastic wristband, maybe. It's like made out of whatever like the Hulk's, underwear is made out of. It's very stretchy.
Yeah. Or all the rest of his wrist has grown, but that part is still small.
Mm-hmm. Like all his bones just got longer, maybe.
Oh, I don't think I like that.
His bones just got longer, but not wider. He's just basically like Slenderman now.
Oh no, I think that makes it all worse. Stay on the main floor, try luck upstairs. I guess maybe upstairs?
Okay.
That sounds good.
Yeah, we haven't been there. I also like how the pages are page 11 and page 111. Upstairs, you tell the monsters. I'll search there first. Connor begins laughing. A low, deep laugh. Did you hear that? He tells the others. Upstairs. This should be good. Have you made the wrong choice, you wonder? It doesn't matter. You have to do something. You cross your fingers that there may be a way to escape upstairs. A way out of this house of horrors. I feel like that's just the title of a different book. You head toward the main staircase in the front hall. There's no electricity in the old mansion. Your shadow flickers in the spooky light of kerosene lanterns. Oh, I guess the kids just keep those lit? Debbie follows close behind you. You pick up your pace, just in case one of those huge tarantulas decides to jump from her hair to yours. The stairs are covered with a thick layer of dust. Slowly you start to climb. One step, then another. The wooden boards creak and groan under your weight. The staircase stretches upward into total darkness. Behind you, the three monsters noisily whisper to one another. You don't know what they're saying, and you don't care. You just want to get out of here now. You take a deep breath. It's time. Time to escape. You sprint forward. Run to page 28. Before you go too far, you feel a strange tingling sensation all over your body, but you don't have time to worry about it. You must escape. The monsters are gaining on you. You fly up the stairs now, 2 steps at a time. And then you stop. The tingling is getting worse. Keep going, you say to yourself. You've got to keep going. The monsters are only a few steps behind. You try to run, but you can't. Something's wrong. You're stuck in the middle of the staircase. You can't move up. Your legs are paralyzed. Nick, Debbie, and Connor close in on you. Connor's odor makes you gag, but you're trapped, frozen in place. Need some help? Nick asks with an evil snicker. Alright, do we accept their help or refuse? We just so we were just climbing the stairs and just got paralyzed?
I guess so.
By
I think maybe this has something to do with the ghost, but...
Maybe, yeah, just some kind of force field that we went through.
I like how we can accept the help but just go, nah. Just stand there. Because we can't move. We can't do anything. But also, kind of funny. Maybe we should refuse.
Yeah, we're strong. We can do this ourselves. Get away, you cry to the monsters. I don't need your help. The 3 monsters laugh and laugh. You try to ignore them and concentrate on moving. He doesn't get it, you hear Nick whisper to Debbie. He doesn't know he's trapped in a force field. Wow, wait, I just said a force field.
Oh.
Wow.
The coincidences keep piling up.
Right. I think I've said this before. I'm just clearly on the same wavelength as R.L. Stein. A force field. Oh no. You've got to find a way out. Somehow. But how? That was just a strange phrase. You can't move forward. You can't move backward. You squeeze your eyes shut and struggle against the invisible field, but it seems to be getting stronger the harder you fight. Frustrated, you let your body go limp. And then you notice something. The areas where your muscles are totally relaxed aren't tingling quite so much. Maybe that's the key. Maybe the force field is activated by your fear. You flop onto the stairs. Okay? We just go totally limp. You close your eyes. You concentrate on fun, happy things. Cake with ice cream, swimming in the ocean, playing baseball with your friends. You start to fall down the stairs. You did it. You freed yourself. You breathe a long sigh of relief. Then you scramble down the stairs and return to the living room. Oh, so I guess we're just not going upstairs. What?
Oh.
Yeah, wait, go to page 11. I remember because the choices were 11 and 111. So we just can't go upstairs.
But at least we didn't need the help.
Yeah.
Wait.
I'm going to search the main floor. Yeah.
Yeah. I just love the... Because, I mean, yes, you don't have an infinite amount of pages. We have to have some loops in here, or getting back on the main track. but we tried to run away. We're trapped in the force field, managed to make our own way down, and now everyone pretends this didn't happen.
Yeah. Just pretend that didn't happen. I did not get trapped in a force field.
I did not get trapped in a force field, guys. I did not.
Didn't happen. We still have our pride. Lots of luck,
Yeah.
Nick sneers. You glance around the dark, creepy mansion. You know escape is going to be tough. You decide you'll do the scavenger hunt. Oh, okay. You'll play along with the monsters, but still search for a way out. Yes, I mean, we decided this before, but that's an alternate reality now, I guess.
Yeah.
Either way, you promise yourself you won't let them turn you into a monster. Oh, did someone just knock on my door? Hold on. Sorry, just 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. Hello there, chat. How are you doing? I hope you're having a lovely and yet slightly spooky time. I don't know, just going to try to fill the silence a little bit. Oh no, I just looked over on stream and I still don't get how this bat is meant to work.
Okay, I'm back. I think my like upstairs neighbors just dropped something really heavy or something.
Oh, you also, your place is also haunted now.
Yeah, right. Of course, just start getting knocks on the door while I'm reading Goosebumps. Also, thank you for the hydrate.
Yeah,
Whew.
you've been reading for a while.
Yeah. Where were we? Oh yeah. You search the living room first. A curtain of cobwebs dangles from the ceiling. You have to part them to search the room. Yuck. The only furniture in the room is an old sofa and 2 overstuffed chairs. You lift the cushions to search for the creepy things on the list. Could there really be a human bone under there, you wonder? You nearly choke from the flying dust, but no bone. You peer under the furniture. Nothing. Then Connor sneaks up on you. He kicks a dust ball in your face. The clock is ticking, he booms. You stare up at his one bloodshot eye and escape into the next room. It's an old-fashioned dining room. A long wooden table stands in the middle of the room. As you step toward the table, something black and hairy jumps out at you. Oh no.
One of those damn spiders.
Right? It's a huge
Oh.
black rat, and it scurries across your sneaker. You jump back and scream. You can hear the rat's sharp claws scratch across the floorboard as it disappears into the living room. You wonder what other gross creatures are crawling around this old house. You decide to head into the kitchen. Clomp, clomp, clomp. You can hear Nick, Debbie, and Connor following you. If you're afraid of a little rat Nick hisses in your ear, then you're going to be in big trouble later. Big trouble. You try to ignore Nick, even though your knees shake at his warning. You spot a kerosene lamp on the kitchen table. You pick it up so you can see into the dark corners of the kitchen better. The kitchen is filled with cupboards, closets, and shelves. Anything could be hidden here. You pull open drawer after drawer. Clouds of dust make your eyes itch. Then in the next drawer you see them. Bandages, but are these mummies' bandages? You hope they are, shoving several in your pocket. One item off the list, you think. Then a hideous scream cuts through the air. Alright, okay, we just found mummies' bandages in a drawer, I guess.
Yeah, and maybe the hideous scream is just like a video game pickup sound.
Yeah, like bloop. Or ba-ba-ba.
Yeah, just a little less joyful.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Could it be a human scream? You've never heard a human scream that sounds like that. You whirl around in the direction of the scream. Debbie. Debbie is the one screaming. No, wait, what? Okay. No, she shrieks again and hurries over to you. Can't you read? Debbie cries. The warts on her face ooze green goo. This is not what you want. These aren't mummy bandages. Debbie snatches the bandages from your pocket and tosses them on the floor. Don't waste time, she cries. Okay, well, I guess we didn't get them.
Oh.
They were just regular bandages. You step back and try to think. There's no way to escape from the kitchen. Connor is guarding the doors and Nick is by the window. You have to find the items on that list. You gaze around and then head for a tall, narrow closet and freeze in horror. A thick pool of something red and sticky is seeping underneath the door. It looks like blood. What do you do now? Do you open the closet door or go back and check the dining room again?
I mean, it's not pleasant, but that's probably where we find something. Maybe a thingy
Right?
with bone.
Yeah, maybe. All the blood and stuff just melted off of the bone, and then you can just take it.
Yeah, very convenient that way.
Mhm. Your heart thuds as you approach the closet door. The pool of blood grows larger on the floor. Slowly, you pull the door open. And gasp. There's no dead body in the closet. No dead anything. Only a broken jar. A jar of raspberry jam dripping onto the floor. Wow. You sigh with relief and explore the closet further. The shelves are crammed with rusty cans of vegetables and moldy sacks of flour. You quickly search all the shelves, but find nothing. Then you spot it, a plastic shoebox on the bottom shelf. You reach down and open it. You can't believe your eyes. Nestled in the center of the box, on a dark piece of cloth, is the skeleton of a human hand. Hey, yeah, it is a bone. We found it.
And they actually went with a hand.
Yay.
Could have been any bone, really.
Oh, gross, you moan. You try not to wonder whose hand it was and how it got in this box. You found our skeleton in the closet, Debbie sings out. You nod. You're glad you found something on the list, but you don't want to touch the hand. You start to carry the box away from the closet, but Nick stops you. The list says 1 bone from a human hand, not the whole hand, he reminds you. Wait, did the list specify hand? Didn't it just say human bone? I don't know.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Arstein just wrote this in one go, never looked back.
Yeah. You stare down at the hand. 1 bone. Okay, that's not a complete sentence, but rattle over to page 67. You need only 1 bone. You take a deep breath and grab hold of the skeleton hand. The yellowed fingers feel icy cold. You grasp the pinky and twist. It comes loose with a sickening snap. You drop it in your pocket and try not to think about it too much. You're just desecrating a dead body, it's fine.
It's okay.
You glance at the list again. Now all you have to do is find the other 3 items. 3 hairs from a werewolf, a straw from a witch's broom, and a piece from a mummy's bandage. The faster the better, you think. You dart out of the kitchen and return to the dining room. Psst, psst. You gaze around nervously. Over here, Debbie whispers from a shadowy corner. Alright, find out what Debbie wants. Debbie is standing by herself in the corner. You figure Nick and Connor must still be in the kitchen. You approach cautiously. Do you really think this scavenger hunt is for real? She asks, glancing toward the kitchen. Yeah, you say. You guys promised that you'll let me go if I find the items by midnight. Debbie starts laughing, a hideous, cackling laugh. Fool, she cries. It's a joke. You're never going to make it out. You don't know whether to believe her or not. What do you mean, you ask? Debbie slithers closer. I'm on your side, she whispers. I used to be a regular kid like you. Then I joined the horror club. Now look what's happened to me. You stare in amazement at Debbie's hideous monster face. Is she for real? Was she really once a kid like you? I want to help you, she says. If you follow me, I'll help you escape. Alright.
Debbie, you literally blocked the way. What do you mean I want to help you escape?
I don't know. Yeah. If you think Debbie is telling the truth, or if you think it's best to continue the hunt.
Like, I don't even know what to think in this situation anymore.
Right?
I mean, at least she was trying to help with the bandage thing, so maybe she's telling the truth and is just being a bit weird about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she wanted to help and also told us to not take part in the game.
Right.
On the other hand, Buddy blocked us.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's trust her.
Okay. Yeah, because, I mean, like, she had to make she couldn't let the other people know that she was trying to help us, so. Although I'm not sure why they didn't just follow us. Like, they were literally in the room with us, and we just walked over to another room, but okay. I'm going to trust you, you tell Debbie. Please help me get out of here. A wise choice, Debbie sneers. She glances over her shoulder, then beckons you to follow her. Be quiet, she warns. There's no telling what Nick and Connor will do if they find out. You creep down a long, dark hall behind Debbie. The tarantulas squirm wildly through her hair. You are glad Debbie, with her gross purple face, is really a friend.
Oh.
Then you reach
Why is our protagonist so mean?
I don't know. Yeah. That's a common theme, I feel like. A lot of just insulting people in these books. Everybody's very rude. Then you reach the end of the hall, and there stand Nick and Connor. Saliva drips from their mouths as they smack their lips. Then 7-foot-tall Connor lumbers toward you. His enormous arms reach for you. You glance back at Debbie for help. She's your friend, right? Hurry to page 38.
Oh.
Wrong! Oh no! Tricked you again, Debbie cries, cackling hideously. I can't believe you fell for it. Now it's time to turn you into a monster. So, like, wait, what? Like...
Also, why were the other two, like, smacking their lips? They're turning you into a monster.
Yeah, it's like, are they going to eat you? Or... I don't know. And also, like, what was the point of tricking us anyway? Like, they already had us, like, I don't know. Just for fun, I guess, just to mess with us.
Yeah. I guess they get bored living in this old house.
Yeah. Connor is only inches from you now. You search frantically for a way out. You tuck your head to your chest, close your eyes, and race back down the hallway toward Debbie. You barrel right into her and knock her to the ground. We're just tackling Debbie. But Nick and Connor are only steps behind. Come back, Debbie wails at you. You run faster, faster, down dark hallways. Footsteps pound behind you. You have no idea how to get out of this house. And then you see a door, a bright green door. Okay, we have no choice. We have to open the door.
Yep.
You pull open the green door. You find yourself back in the living room. The house is like a never-ending maze, you think. You glance behind you. No sign of Debbie, Nick, or Connor. I guess they just gave up. You check your watch. It is 10:50 p.m. You have only a little over an hour before you turn into a monster. Okay. You're trying to decide what to do next when you hear a strange noise. Thump, thump, scrape. The noise grows louder and louder. Thump, thump, scrape. You slowly turn and find yourself staring at a mummy. A 6-foot-tall mummy wrapped in old yellowed bandages that are starting to unravel. Its eyeless, mouthless, bandaged face seems to stare back at you. A sour smell invades your nostrils. The smell of decay, of rotting flesh, of death. You gag and hold your nose. Isn't the whole point of mummies is that, like, they don't decay, but whatever.
Don't know if R.L. Stein knows a lot about these things. Writing about them, yes. Also,
Yeah,
our protagonist was confused that mummies being real.
Yeah. Yeah, also I was going to say, I'm pretty sure R.L. Stein has written at least, like, 10 books about mummies by this point, so, like, you would hope that he would know about them.
He just reads his own books on mummies, about mummies.
He just makes it all up.
Hmm.
Then the mummy turns stiffly and disappears down a hallway. Okay, it's just walking away. That's good. You don't want to follow it, but you need mummy bandages for the scavenger hunt. You have to follow it. You have no choice. Yeah, we literally don't. We just have to go to page 26.
Yep.
I can't believe there is a real mummy in this house, you think to yourself as you chase him down hallway after dark hallway. The mummy turns a corner. You are about to turn too when you hear familiar voices behind a pink door. You peek through a crack in the door and spot Nick, Connor, and Debbie. They seem to be talking about you. The monsters obviously don't know you are there. Should you stop and listen? Maybe you will hear something that will help you escape. Or is it better to follow the mummy? So we can eavesdrop or follow the mummy?
I feel like the eavesdropping thing is probably just going to make us lose time. Like, oh, they're talking about turning you into a monster, and what kind of monster you're gonna be.
Yeah.
Probably safer to follow the mummy. As wild as that sounds.
Yeah, keep our eyes on the prize. You hurry down the hall after the mummy. There's not much time. You still need 3 more items for the scavenger hunt. There doesn't seem to be any other way to get out of Batwing Hall. As you continue, the putrid smell grows stronger. Then at the end of the hall, you see a beautiful gold mummy case. And okay.
Sorry. A mummy case? A sarcophagus?
A sarcophagus? Yeah, I guess. And leaning against the wall beside it is the mummy. Also, it's leaning against the wall beside it didn't actually get in the case. It's just kind of next to it. Okay.
I mean, to be fair, it can't see with all those bandages.
Yeah. It just missed a little. The mummy's head rests on the case. Okay. Strange snorting noises come from under its bandages. With a start, you realize that the noises are snores. The mummy is asleep. You know that a piece of a mummy's bandage is on the list, but what's the best way to get one? You spot some torn pieces of bandage inside the mummy case. Should you take a piece from there, or should you try to pull a strip off of the sleeping mummy? Either way, you'd better hurry. It's less than an hour until midnight. So there's take a bandage from the case, or tear a strip off the mummy.
I'm trying to get into the mind of someone making a choose your own adventure book. I'm metagaming a bit. Because I feel like if we're trying to take some bandage out of the case, we'll probably get spooked by the mummy. Just grabbed from behind. Also, I think it's just kind of a bit of a funny idea to just take it directly from the mummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's strip it off the mummy.
Let's go.
Let's go risky.
And then maybe if we like pull on it really hard, it'll like spin around really fast, like a top. Like, and just all the bandage will come off, and then it'll just like fall apart or something.
Yeah, or won't even dare to follow us. It's too embarrassed.
Yeah. Just like puts its hands over to cover itself and like scoots away. You hold your breath and approach the sleeping mummy. What will happen if you wake it? You move carefully, inch by inch. You reach your hand out toward the mummy. Snorf. You jump back as the mummy lets out a disgusting snore. You pause, then reach out again. This time, you manage to grab a small piece of bandage that is dangling from its left arm. Quickly, you pull. The bandage rips free, and the mummy didn't even move. What a sleeper. Wow, we did it! Yay!
Yippee!
You have 2 of the 4 items on the list, the human bone and the mummy's bandage. Now you only need a straw from a witch's broom and 3 hairs from a werewolf. But time is ticking. Also, I just want to say I'm surprised we have not reached any game overs. Right?
Yeah.
I guess so far...
One thing that could have been.
Yeah. We've just managed to, like, go down, like, the perfect path. Like, are we gonna beat this book on, like, the first try? That'd be amazing.
That would be wild.
We just
or maybe this is just a very long fail state.
Yeah. God. Yeah, we find out that actually all of these just lead to bad endings.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you should have gone with the other team.
Yeah, exactly.
This team is just all bad endings.
But at least you get to waste some time. Oh.
Yeah. I've searched the downstairs pretty well, you think to yourself, so the other items must be upstairs. You spot a narrow circular staircase behind the mummy case. A lot of cases. Up, around and round you go. You're getting really dizzy, and the air is ice cold up here. Your teeth begin to chatter. Suddenly the staircase ends in the middle of a musty corridor. You can turn left or right. Alright, wait, hold on. If you are wearing a sweater or a sweatshirt, turn to the right. Otherwise, head to the left? What?
Oh.
God. Are you wearing a sweater or a sweatshirt?
Nope.
No.
Just t-shirt. Oh. Is that going to be a fail state? Do you have to be in warm clothing in order to not die?
In order to beat the book, you have to be wearing a sweater? That would be crazy. I guess we'll see what happens then if we go left. You turn to the left and jog down the narrow hallway. See, wait, I'm just thinking about it now because either way, that means that you would have to change what you're wearing, right? Like, if you are following the rules exactly, like, if one of them is a win and one of them is a lose, like...
Yeah. Oh, I so hope that isn't the thing. Please.
Yeah. You listen for the 3 monsters, but all you hear are your own sneakers slapping against the floorboards as you run. The end of the hall is dark, pitch black. You wish you had a flashlight. You can't even see your own feet. You slow down and place one hand on the wall to guide you. You wonder if you should turn back. Then you feel something. Something rough and bristly. Your fingers tighten around it. That wouldn't be my first instinct. But
you don't just grab something strange you're feeling.
You squint in the blackness. It's a rope. No, you realize suddenly, it's a rope ladder. Oh, okay. Well, that's a good thing to hold on to. The ladder runs up the wall. You decide to climb it. You've got nothing to lose, you figure. And there might be a way out at the top. You grab on tightly to the rope and begin to climb. The rope rubs roughly against your hands, making them burn, but you ignore the pain and keep climbing. We're so tough.
Also,
Ladder.
I'm just thinking, like, how are we climbing this rope ladder that it gives us burns? Like, yes, rough, but...
Yeah, it's just really... It's just like sandpaper out of it.
We hold, like, the sides and pull ourselves up instead of, like, stepping.
Yeah. We're gripping it really tightly. The ladder sways from side to side with each step. Your stomach lurches, but you continue on. You concentrate on not looking down. Then you hit the final rung. You carefully reach a hand up to the ceiling and feel a sliding door. Alright, looks like we're going into, like, the attic. That's always a good place to be in a haunted house, is the attic, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, it's not creepy at all. You
Nothing
slide.
cursed up here.
Yeah. You slide open the door and lift yourself up into a moonlit room with a slanted ceiling. Old furniture and trunks of clothes are strewn everywhere. Crouching, you make your way over to a little window. You peer out and sigh. You are 3 stories up. You must be in the attic, you realize. There's no way you can jump out of the window. You'll never make it to the ground alive. You shuffle back across the floor, trying to think of a plan. As you poke around in the junk, you spot a tall, clear box at the far end of the attic. There appears to be something black in it, and leaning against it is a broom. Could that be the witch's broom, the one on the scavenger hunt list? You hurry over to investigate. "Help me!" a shrill voice cries as you reach for the broom. The voice is coming from the box. There's a woman trapped inside. Oh my god. Her face is lined with deep wrinkles. Her long, knotted gray hair flows over a black dress. "Wow," you gasp. I don't know if wow would be my reaction.
Wowza.
The woman stares at you. Her green eyes seem to pierce through your flesh. "At last," she wails. "I've been waiting 200 years for you." Okay? What? You cry. "I've been imprisoned in this magic box for 2 centuries," the witch goes on. "All the time I've waited for someone to set me free." "Really?" you say doubtfully. This sounds a lot like those fairy tales your mom used to read to you when you were 5 years old. Really? Are we... Okay? Are we really doubting supernatural stuff at this point? Like... Please help me, the woman pleads. You glance at your watch, and then over to the broom. "I'd like to help you," you say, "but I have to find a straw from a witch's broom really fast. Otherwise, I'll turn into a monster." "Well, I'm a witch," the woman tells you. "And I have a broom. Help me, and I'll help you." "If you're a witch, can't you say a spell to escape?" you ask. "Don't you think I've already tried that?" the witch spits back. "It didn't work." Your gaze travels from the witch to the broom, and back to your watch. Only 15 minutes until midnight. Wow, geez, time has been going by really quickly. What should you do if you choose to help the witch, or if you decide to leave her in the box and grab her broom?
I mean, going by fairy tales, I think betraying a witch or not helping a witch rarely ends well.
Yeah. You thinking you're gonna help her?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. "Okay," you tell the witch. "I'll try to help you." "You won't regret it," she promises. "Hurry around to the back of the box." You do as she says. On the back of the clear box are 2 handprints. "Place your hands on the prints," the witch instructs. Once again, you follow her request. "Now repeat after me. Arikarem Amikaru." You chant the magic words. "Now clap your hands," she says. You clap. Nothing happens. You clap again. Still nothing. "What's going on?" you demand impatiently. "I must have given you the wrong spell," she admits. "I'm a little rusty with my magic after all these years. Now, what were those words?" "Hurry," you cry. "It's 10 minutes until midnight." You try to pull your hands away from the box, but they are stuck as if they were glued. Wait, how did we clap?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. "Hurry," you urge her again. "I've got it," she announces. "Say the words..." Oh, I don't... How do I read this? Spamubasug. Spamubasug. Oh, it's Goosebumps. It's Goosebumps backwards. Of course. You notice the witch has her fingers crossed. Not a good sign. You repeat the magic words. Wait, so we... we did it anyway?
Yeah.
We saw that she was doing the thing that people do when they are lying. But we did it anyway. Alright. Zang! With a loud, vibrating noise, the glass box vanishes. The witch stands before you. The magic worked. Thank you, oh thank you, the witch gushes. No problem, you say, but time is running out. You're right, the witch says. Time's running out. She thrusts her broom into your hands. Be careful how you remove the straw, she warns. Excellent, you cry. Now all I have to do is pluck 3 hairs from a werewolf. Easy, the witch scoffs. I know where to find a werewolf. You do? You ask incredulously. Sure, the witch says. The werewolf is in the basement. Or at least he was 200 years ago. You can take the elevator Professor Krupnik installed. She proudly points to a small elevator in the corner of the attic. Then she disappears in a puff of bright pink smoke. You hurry to the elevator. The door magically opens. Quickly you step inside. But the broom gets stuck in the opening. You frantically try to pull out a straw, but none will come out. You could break one off, you think, but then you remember the witch's warning. Okay. Well, that worked out pretty well, so again, good choice. We're still on the good path, I think.
Surprised. For a second I thought, like, it's a thing that we get stuck in the box instead.
Yeah, we were going to switch places. I was thinking that too. But no, we actually got rewarded for being a good person, which I feel like is rare in these books. But yeah, we have a choice. If you take a chance and break off a straw, or do we squeeze the broom into the elevator?
Oh, man. Like, breaking off a straw would go against the warning, or it wouldn't be careful enough, but also if you try to squeeze it into the elevator, maybe all of the straws break off. Something like that could be much worse.
Yeah.
Couldn't the Witcher could have just pulled one out for us, but...
Right?
Not very helpful. You know what, let's try being careful. We were being risky just now. Maybe squeeze it into the elevator.
Yeah, we'll just bring the whole broom with us.
Yeah.
You decide not to risk breaking off a straw. And also, like, besides, maybe having a witch's broom would be a good idea. You could just probably fly away with it, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Maybe also hit a werewolf on the head. Bad. Out. Stop.
You stand in front of the tiny elevator with the broom. You scratch your head. The broom is definitely too tall, and the elevator opening is too short. How will you possibly make this broom fit, you wonder? Time is ticking away. You have only one choice. You turn the broom diagonally and try to wedge it through the elevator door. It works. It took us, like, a while to think of that. Turn it diagonally.
You weren't really good at trigonometry.
Yeah, we're only like 12 or whatever. You quickly jump into the elevator yourself, and the floor drops out from beneath your feet. What? That's not how an elevator works. The broom tumbles down the elevator shaft. You grab for the railing on the elevator wall. There's nothing between you and the basement but air. You hang on, gripping so tightly your knuckles turn white. What will you do now? There's no way you can crawl back out, and if you let go, you'll plunge to your death. Help, you cry out, help! But you know no one will help you. Your fingers start to slip. You try to grip the railing more tightly, but one finger falls away. Then another. Oh no. What a cliffhanger. No. You're hanging on to the elevator railing by one hand now. You start to say your prayers when you hear a strange whooshing sound. A bright blue glow fills the dark airshaft. You glance down. It's the witch's broom, glowing blue, floating up through the air. You bellow with joy. Hey, it is! It's a flying broom!
Yippee!
It's got autopilot, apparently.
Voice activated. Help. Command.
The next thing you know, the magic broom swoops underneath you. Without thinking, you throw your arms around the broom handle, and you're off. With a loud whoosh, the broom flies you down to the basement. What a ride. You leap off the broom onto solid ground. You're safe, you think, and then you hear the snarling. You spin around and spot a furnace belching bright yellow flames, and next to it sits a huge cage with a pacing, snarling werewolf inside. Okay.
How, we keep surviving.
Yeah.
I thought these books would try to kill us at every turn.
Right? Yeah. You've managed to avoid, like, all the death. Like, so far the only, like, worst thing that happened is that we just couldn't go up the stairs and we just had to go, like, backwards.
Yeah. Huh. It's like one of those cartoons where a character is just fumbling past traps. Just somehow making it.
Yeah, this is like, we're definitely, like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo kind of energy, just stumbling through everything.
Hell yeah, the power of dumb luck.
Exactly. Clang, the werewolf crashes head-on into the side of the cage. He howls in frustration. His fangs snap at you. You back up a step. You bite your lip as you stare at the hairy beast. Familiar laughter fills the room as Nick, Debbie, and Connor slide down the basement's staircase banister. What's the matter, Nick taunts you. Not having fun? Only 4 minutes left, Connor reminds you, pointing at his small watch. Just in case you forgot, his watch is small.
Tiny.
Mm-hmm. If you don't get 3 hairs from the werewolf by then, you'll turn into one of us. But that's not so bad, is it? Debbie says. I mean, don't you think I'm beautiful? She plucks a tarantula from her hair and wiggles it at you. You gaze at her hideous face and shudder. You'll do anything to avoid turning into a monster like her. Wow. Cautiously, you step up to the cage. You stick your hand between the iron bars. Slowly, you reach for the werewolf. Growl! The beast's jaws snap at your fingers, barely missing them. You pull your hand back, trembling. There's only one way to get the hairs, Nick says. You'll have to go into the werewolf's cage. Wait, why? I mean...
We could also just let him be free.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that seems like a worse option to go into the cage. But our protagonist agrees. Nick is right. You'll have to go into the cage.
No, protagonist, no.
No.
Don't go into the cage, don't go.
Give us more than one choice. Still holding the witch's broom, you approach the werewolf. Connor and Debbie laugh, but you focus on the hairy beast. With each step you take, he growls louder. Then suddenly, the creature whimpers. His ears flatten against his head. He's afraid, you realize, but of what? You reach for the cage door. The werewolf whines loudly. The broom! He's scared of the witch's broom. You don't know why, and you don't care. Wow, this is the second time the broom has helped us. Awesome. You hold the broom in front of you with confidence. You open the door and squeeze into the cage. The beast lunges at you. Oh no! Quickly, you thrust the broom at him. Oh, okay. The werewolf backs off. But only a few paces. I thought that was gonna go bad.
Yeah.
Nice going, wimp, Connor taunts. Only 2 minutes left. The werewolf drops to all fours. He snarls, sniffing at you and the broom. Now he reminds you of a very large dog. Hey, you think. Maybe the answer is to treat the werewolf like a dog. Oh my god, are we gonna get to pet the dog? Command him the same way you command your own dog. Or you could pretend to be a wolf. What? Maybe that way he will let you get close enough to pluck hairs. Alright, so our options, we command him or pretend to be a wolf.
As funny as it would be, I think pretending to be a wolf just wouldn't help.
Just get on all fours and just start going bark bark.
Bark bark, awoo. Maybe command him? I don't know. How would that work, pretending to be a wolf? Like, we are very clearly not a wolf. Yeah. I'm guessing the witch probably imprisoned the werewolf all those years back, which 200 years being locked up in a cage, that's...
Yeah, wow. We'll give you such a crick in the neck.
Just wants to sleep on a nice mattress.
Yeah.
That's all he wants. Yeah. Commanding? I don't know.
Commanding?
What do you think?
Okay. I think so. I was hoping one of the options would be to like pet him on the head or something.
I hope our character still does it.
Yeah, maybe that'll be a part of this. You have a plan. You'll command the werewolf as if he were a dog. You know from training your own dog, Spots, that it is important to be firm. Show the dog that you're the boss. You hold the broom out in front of you and step forward boldly. You stare the werewolf in the eye. Sit, you instruct in your most commanding voice. The werewolf snarls, but then he sits. Good boy, you try not to get too excited. Now stay. The werewolf eyes you, but doesn't move a muscle. Good, you praise. Now the hard part. Will you be able to pluck hairs from the beast without him biting your head off? Bong, bong. Your heart jumps as you recognize the sound of the clock chiming midnight. Bong, bong. You've got to move fast. You step closer to the werewolf. You issue your final command. Hurry to page 8. Is that the command? Go to page 8?
It's command seal.
Shake, you instruct the werewolf. The 11th chime rings out. Hurry, you think, hurry. The werewolf holds out his paw. Quickly, you pluck 3 hairs from his forearm. The final chime never rings. Instead, there is an enormous thunderclap. The force shakes the house. I did it, you cry, dancing in a circle. I got the 4 items. There is no answer. You gaze around the basement. It's empty. No Nick, no Debbie, no Connor, no werewolf. Where is everyone, you shout? I won! The fire in the furnace has turned to cold ashes. You head for the staircase and climb upstairs. Hey, Nick, Debbie, Connor, you call out? In here, cries a familiar voice. It's Nick. Oh, okay. I thought they had just all vanished, but okay.
Yeah, I thought maybe this was like, oh, you're back in the real world. You aren't trapped in the horror house anymore.
Yeah, let's see. You race up the stairs 2 at a time. You follow his voice to the living room of Batwing Hall. You feel around in your pocket. You still have the human bone, the mummy's bandage, and the werewolf's hairs. In your other hand, you hold the witch's broom. You have all the items on the list. The monsters have to let you go, right? You step into the living room. I have all the items on the list, you announce as you enter the dark living room. I found the human bone, mummy's bandage, the witch's broom, and I even got 3 hairs from a were... What are you talking about? Nick interrupts. You gasp. You can't believe your eyes. There sit Nick, Debbie, and Connor in a circle on the living room floor, but they're not monsters. They look like normal kids. What happened, you cry? Why did you change back? Change back, Debbie asks, running a hand through her long, spider-free hair. Change back from what? From monsters, you say? Come on, you guys. I know what you really are. Don't play any more games. Hey, Nick, Connor says. Your new friend is nuts. Monsters, huh? That's a good one. But the scavenger hunt, and the mummy, and the skeleton, you try to explain. The 3 kids stare at you with blank expressions as you stammer. Listen, Debbie tells you, standing up and leading you to their circle. You're just in time for Nick's very spooky story. You sit on the floor, your mind spinning. What is happening? It was all a dream?
Maybe?
I guess we just went on went on an acid trip.
It's probably all of the mold spores.
Yeah, that would explain it. We were just wandering around the house in a daze, and they were like, just let him just let him go. Nick begins his story. There once were 3 kids. They looked like kids you'd meet every day at school or on the playground. But these kids were different. They were under an evil spell, a spell that turned them into monsters, and there was only one way to release them from it. What's that? Connor asked, leaning forward. They had to find another kid who would pass a horrible, deadly test. No kid had ever completed the test and lived to tell about it. Nick continues in a low voice. The test was a scavenger hunt, and the kid would have to find 4 creepy, impossible things. Only then would the monsters change back to kids. What happened? Debbie asks breathlessly. You stand up and head for the front door. You're going home. You have a funny feeling you know exactly how this story is going to end.
No.
Wow.
We've done it.
We got like the good ending on like the first try. That's great. Wow, okay,
Whoa.
so the stuff did happen, but I guess they like lost their memories of being monsters because we like freed them from the curse, I guess.
Maybe. Huh.
That's what I'm inferring.
But then I wonder, like, what are the... Like, if they actually were monsters and are now freed from the curse,
Uh-huh.
what about their family? Like, apparently
Yeah.
they've been monsters for a while now.
Yeah, how long ago did they disappear? It's gonna be like 3. Yeah, also, what about the other 3 kids? Because it doesn't mention, like, the blue team or whatever. What happened to them? They just went outside. I guess they just went home.
Also, I guess the biggest question is Connor still smelly?
Yeah, it
Is
didn't
that-
mention. It didn't mention that he smelled. Maybe he got some deodorant in this alternate universe we've created. Yeah, wait, maybe we've gone to an alternate universe where they just never even got cursed in the first place. Like
I guess. Like, I wouldn't have batted an eye if it said they were just gone or their ghosts were like, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be, is that it's just like they're all gone and then you just walk home and they're like, you know, I've never met a kid named Nick.
Yeah.
Before.
Or you step outside and there's just an old guy saying like, oh, you should be careful, kids get lost here.
Yeah.
It's like just a little thing. Huh. It's interesting to have stumbled into the happy ending.
Right? Yeah, do you want to, like, go back and look at some other choices?
Yeah. So I'm guessing if we went with the other team, that would probably be a whole storyline with, like, the ghost.
I guess
guessing
so.
that's-
Yeah, that's because I mentioned, like, you go to, like, a cemetery. Yeah. So I don't know, did you want to look at the other storyline, or did you want to...
Oh,
look-
I don't know. Feels like that would be probably a bit long.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I mean, we can, if we want to be completionists over here.
Yeah, no, that's fine. See, because we can leave that for the people at home. People at home, you read it for yourself, and you can find out what happens with the blue team.
Yeah, they too can go out and support indie author R.L. Stein.
Yeah. yeah, he's pretty interesting. You know, I think he's really gonna go somewhere. Let's see. Okay, here's like something back. I'm just curious. This is when we were going into the house and Nick is like, "Get down." It's like people won't see us. So what happens if we just don't do that? Oh, it's an end.
Oh.
Wow. Nick's just trying to scare you, you think. He's testing you to see if you're brave enough for the horror club. You shrug and rush forward. You dash across the porch and squeeze through a narrow space in the boards covering the front door. You land on your knees with a thud. As soon as you hit the floor, a piercing alarm sounds through the house. What's going on, you wonder? Wait, what? Did the house have a burglar alarm? You gaze around quickly. Nick and Debbie are nowhere to be found. The dark house seems empty. You hold your ears, trying to block out the horrible noise. And then, through a dusty window, you see lights. Red, whirling lights. The police. You have set off... Well, they respond really quickly, too. You have set off a burglar alarm. Now you're in big trouble. How will you ever explain this to the police, or to your mom and dad? Too bad. It looks as if your adventure is over, even before it began. Wow.
Oh, but also... a burglar alarm on this house that looks like it's 200 years old, which is just completely abandoned.
A burglar alarm that also doesn't exist when we go down the correct path.
Yeah. They would just go through the front door, and they are just saying like, oh, we don't want to be seen.
Yeah. Let's see, I'm going through the red team path. Okay, there was like... when they reveal themselves, we had the decision to just be in denial or to believe that it's real. And so we could see what happens if we're just in denial. Well, this is also an end. We just avoided all these endings. We avoided all these bad endings.
But that surprises me then that we didn't have like an end when we were trying to go upstairs. I guess maybe if we accepted the help?
Yeah, we can see. Let's see. You're sure Nick, Debbie, and Connor are playing a joke on you. You turn and stare at Nick's reptile-like face. A long forked tongue darts out at you. You wonder how he does that. Excellent costumes, guys, you say. You really got me. Connor growls. Okay, enough. Joke's over, you announce. Take the masks off. Nobody moves. You reach over to Nick and grab his face. If he won't take his mask off, you'll do it for him. The scales feel slippery. You tug and tug, and then you know it isn't a mask. Nick is a monster. Too bad you didn't believe him. Too bad, because with one chomp of Nick's reptile-sharp fangs, you will come to a monstrous end. Oh my god.
Also, wait. So Nick is a reptile. Some sort of reptilian. But the scales keep being described as slippery and slimy.
Yeah.
Is that... I thought they just have like dry scales normally.
Yeah, he's just
another thing Harold Stein might not know about.
I feel like that's a thing that like comes up in like a lot of like writing or whatever whenever there's like a lizard or a snake and they're like, oh, it's slimy, and it's like, no, they're not. You've never touched one of these before. They're dry as heck.
Maybe at the Nick Choice Awards, no, what is it called? You know, the whole Nickelodeon thing. They got slimed.
Oh, Gak? Or was it just called Slime? Maybe Gak is something else. But yeah, that's just like, they're just slathered in Nickelodeon slime. Here, yeah, I am curious, like you were saying about the stairs. Right, so we run up the stairs, and if we accept their help... Oh, it's another end! Yeah. Wow. Yes,
we really
help!
massively dodged those.
Right? Yes, help, you cry, still frozen in place. Then you hear Connor's deep rumbling laughter. You fell for it. You fell for a trick, he taunts. What trick, you ask? The force field. You're trapped in a force field, Connor tells you. Debbie and Nick laugh along with him. Force field, you exclaim. Turn it off. Let me out of here. Sorry, Nick says with a reptile-like hiss. Even though he's never done that before. Like, in all of his dialogue, he never hisses. Except this one time. You can't escape from Batwing Hall. That's right, Debbie sneers. The force field doesn't turn off until 1 minute after midnight. I thought she wanted to help us, though. Whatever. No, wait. She didn't want to help us. She tricked us. I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot that was a trick. There's so many twists and turns. It's hard to keep track.
I also wonder. Sorry, after this, maybe what if we don't trust Debbie?
Oh yeah, look at that. That's 1 minute after you've turned into a monster, Connor Lears. Then the monsters lumber down the stairs, leaving you alone, trapped in the force field. You glance at your watch. Time is ticking away. You struggle trying to break through, but you can't budge. You're stuck until midnight. Until it's time for a monster of a change. We don't even get to like find out what monster we turn into.
Oh.
So we just refuse, and then we were at like the kitchen, and then we like open the closet. I feel like going to the dining room, does that just like skip ahead? Oh no, it's an end. Wow.
Oh, damn.
You run for the dining room, but Nick clamps a clawed green hand on your wrist. Afraid of a little blood? What a wimp. You try to struggle free, but Nick holds on tight. You failed the test, Connor announces. He points to the watch on his thick, hairy wrist. It's already 1 minute to midnight.
What?
Yeah, time just goes by at different speeds in here. What, you cry? You try to glance at your own watch, but Nick is gripping your arm too hard. I've only started searching, you protest. I've still got plenty of time. But we're running on monster time. Nick, okay, so he's just like... he's just screwing with you. Nick taunts with an evil grin. And by our clock, your time has run out. No, you scream, no! With all your strength, you pull your arm free from Nick. You glance at your watch. Magically, it too reads 1 minute to midnight. Then you glance at your wrist again and scream. Thick brown hair is growing on your arm, and your legs, and all over you, and now claws are sprouting where your fingernails once were. Too bad, from the look of it, you're on monster time now too. Forever. We just turned into like a bear, I guess.
I guess that, or werewolf, or...
Oh yeah, werewolf. Or like a
we become the
Sasquatch,
doggy.
like a Yeti.
Or just a very hairy guy.
Yeah, we just really hairy.
Real horror.
Just have really long fingernails. We're just a man that's been like living in the woods for years. Okay, wait. So we had to open the closet door. Like basically every choice that we didn't take was a bad ending. Okay, so if we don't believe her... Okay, no, this does go to another path. So she's like... Yeah, okay. No offense, you tell Debbie, but I'm going to continue the scavenger hunt. For a moment, Debbie only stares at you. Then her purple skin begins to grow darker and darker. How dare you doubt me, she cries. Is this the thanks I get for trying to help? She raises her arms, and now you see that she has long, very sharp claws. She lunges for you. You leap back, trying to decide which direction to run. When something goes splat right on your neck, you reach up and feel prickly hair and legs, and a warm round body. There's a tarantula on your neck. Gross. The creature's legs dig into your skin like sharp needles. It begins to nibble at your skin. Just like a little nibble, not like a bite.
Yeah, just a little snack.
You scream and flick it to the ground. Debbie laughs. She reaches for another deadly spider. But you know what's funny is tarantulas aren't even actually like that dangerous, right? Because they're not poisonous, right? Like
yeah, or what they have wouldn't kill a human.
Yeah, like they're gross and like they're big, but like I think they're not actually that dangerous to people.
Also, the sound that it makes as it lands on us, splat. Did the tarantula just explode a little bit?
She threw it at us so hard it like burst open. It's gross.
Mach free.
Oh my god. See, I think in that case, yes, a tarantula would be deadly if it was thrown at you really hard.
But like, that's not the spider's fault.
Yeah. Debbie and her tarantulas follow. You run and run. You find yourself standing in front of two doors. One is painted orange, the other is painted green. Pick a door quickly before you are eaten alive by tarantulas.
Okay, so I'm guessing the orange door is a dead end because the green one is how we.
Yeah.
the one
Yeah,
we
I'm
use.
curious. You pull open. You're back in the. Wait. Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Then we meet the mummy. Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, we've been to that page. Okay. Well. Okay. This is still going on another path. You wrench open the orange door, step forward, and plunge down, down. Cold air whooshes around you as you fall faster and land with a thump. You sit up slowly and examine yourself. You move your arms and legs. No broken bones. But where are you? There's a sliver of bright light near your feet. You can reach out in the darkness and feel 4 walls around you. You're in some sort of closet. And it smells strangely familiar, like old sweat socks. You gaze behind you in the dim light. T-shirts, jeans, and jackets hang on a rod. Above the rod is one shelf filled with toys. Familiar toys. Thanks for the hydrate.
Yeah.
As we are nearing the end, I think. With a shock,
But
you
still,
realize...
take care of your throat.
Yeah. You realize it's your closet at home. You open the closet door and step into your bedroom. Morning sunlight pours through the window. Time to get up, you hear your mother call. Come on, sleepyhead, it's Friday. Only one more day till the weekend. What? Friday, some of you have been sent back to your own house on the morning before you joined the horror club. None of the scary things have happened to you, yet. But they could. It's up to you. Are you brave enough to visit Batwing Hall again? Turn to page 1.
Time travel?
And then it just goes back to the beginning of the book.
Oh.
It's
just a time loop in here.
Yeah, there's a time loop. I wasn't expecting that. I guess that counts as an ending, though. That's pretty funny.
Amazing.
Wow. Well, do you think we've explored enough of Batwing Hall?
Probably, without like going into a whole other storyline.
Yeah. Yeah, that is what's interesting about these books, is they usually have multiple like separate storylines.
Yeah, it's whoa.
I am
I still can't believe.
Yeah, I'm very impressed that you managed to get to you managed to avoid all the death. You got good Goosebumps instincts.
Yay. I'm amazed that we could just command the werewolf.
Right? We were just like, down.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Or
that was
it's
pretty
creatures.
fun. Right, yeah, I am disappointed that there was not a pet the dog option.
Yeah, even if our protagonist did that on his own.
Mm. You're just in your head canon, you're going to say we definitely just pet the dog.
Yeah, I think we need a remaster of this book.
Yeah,
with,
a remaster.
Pet the dog.
HD remaster. PS5. PS5 upgrade.
We will send poorly written and kind of annoying letters to R.L. Stein.
Need a sequel to Batwing Hall. Even there weren't any bats. I just realized that.
Yeah.
There was not a single bat. There was a rat, but there was no bats. Wow. Now I definitely need to write a strongly worded letter. It's false advertising.
And just because he had the goal to not have a in there, you also criticize the cover. You just circle everywhere that doesn't make sense and annotate like, huh?
These legs aren't even connected to the body, and the shape of the body doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
Like, where would the bat even come in? Is one of the kids a bat? Like, maybe if we went on the, like, cemetery exploration path, maybe there would be bats in the cemetery. Who knows?
There's one thing still bothering me about this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I know there's a lot to point out about this cover,
Yeah.
but one thing that just got me is if you look at the ears,
Uh-huh.
it's like where's the ear canal with this, really? Because it looks like they're popping out from like around the brow.
Yeah. Yeah, right. That's like another thing that makes it look like like I would wonder if it was AI art where it's just like body parts are blending together. Yeah, I don't know. I'm unfortunately not a bat anatomy expert, so I can't say if that's accurate.
Ah. Tut. Streamer didn't prepare enough for.
Yeah,
for
sorry. I don't know if the ears are just right behind the eyes like that. But
yeah. Wild.
Yeah, I suppose that'll be the end of our adventure then, for now.
We wake up and we're back. It's Friday again.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
doing the stream again.
That was really the perfect ending to go out on. Is just none of it even happened. We have to do it all over again.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on for this. It sure was an adventure.
Yeah, thank you for joining me. I was glad to have you. And yeah. I never know how to sign off. So I'm just gonna say have a nice night.
You too.
Yes, goodbye.
Goodbye.